Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay. Very often, people come to me and ask me, hey, Miss Lim, you are in heritage conservation. Are you anti-development? Or can you strike a balance between heritage and development? Okay, but to me, I would like to tell you that heritage conservation is green development. Let's see, how is it? I would like to take you down the memory lane in Georgetown. Okay, so now it's 2017, and 10 years ago, this is exactly 10 years ago, when the assessor from UNESCO came to Penang, to Georgetown, to assess whether we are qualified to be listed under UNESCO World Heritage Site or not. And we took him around, and we took him to see all these sites and the outstanding universal value that we had. Okay. Finally, out of the blue, to many of the Penang guys, wow, after they wake up, oh, you all now is Georgetown World Heritage Site. Okay. I think you all believe it. Okay. And when one day I met up with a friend's uncle, and then he told me, he said, Miss Lima, you know these heritage houses there all run down already, you know. Why the government don't want to pull down? Then I said, but now it's UNESCO World Heritage Site already. He said, huh? Oh my God, that means we cannot develop anymore. Oh, okay. No, okay. Listen to me, okay. We can strike a balance between heritage and development, right? So let's see how is it. First of all, we must define what is development. Is this so-called development? You see, all these high rises, and do you know this one? Is the men, the people stay in the cage house. We call it cage man, okay, Long Ming in Hong Kong. Or this is called development, okay, pollutions, air pollution, water pollution. Or you have to pull down heritage buildings and build high rises that only you call development. Okay, so we must think first, what is development for? Okay, so eventually development is for human being, for mankind, right? And what is the objective of development? So according to UNDP, United Nations Development Programme, human development is the process of enlarging people's choices. That means you have more choices after the country is developed, and you will lead a long and healthy life, okay, and will be educated. Okay, you can enjoy a decent standard of living, of course, with political freedom, human rights, and self-respect. So this is the definition by UNDP. Okay, so let's see. Okay, these are the domains that I'm interested that related to heritage, okay, which is decent standard of living, knowledge, okay, and long and healthy life, okay, environmental sustainability. Okay, so according to the definition, development focuses on improving the lives people lead rather than assuming that economic growth will lead automatically to greater well-being for all. So income growth is seen as a means only, a means to development, but rather than an end to it. Okay, because we want money for what? A lot of people, when they were in school days, they say, oh, when I graduated, I want to make a lot of money because I want to bring my parents overseas, I want to have a better life with the family. But after they graduated, they're working, they earn a lot of money. Then they have no time with the family. So is this called, what's the money for? Same thing. So then I give you examples from the developed countries. Okay, this is from Switzerland. Is this a developed country? Right? It's one of top countries. And you see the houses here. They keep their heritage. Okay, they have very decent life. They have good quality of life, but they're still keeping their heritage buildings. And I just came back from the Hanover exhibition in Germany. Hanover is an industrial city in Germany. It's in a developed country. And most of the heritage building has been bombed during Second World War. But they chose to rebuild the heritage style of building and living in that. So you don't see high rises there. You see maximum 5 to 6 stories. Okay, so how heritage conservation contributes to development? Okay, so I'm picking the 4 domains, okay, out of that a few. And we'll take example of heritage of Georgetown World Heritage Site. You all know where's Georgetown, right? It's in Penang, right? Okay, so the heritage of Georgetown World Heritage Site consists of tangible and intangible heritage. Okay, tangible heritage consists of the townscape, architecture, which is like religious buildings, public buildings, education buildings, stilt houses on the sea. This is the clan jetties, and then traditional kampong house, and a lot of shop houses. Do you know how many shop houses we have in UNESCO World Heritage Site? How many? 10, 20, 100? Huh? 3,000 over. A few thousands, okay? And it's listed as UNESCO World Heritage. Okay? So, and of course, we have intangible heritage, such as traditional customs, festivals, trades, artisans and artists, traditional food, names, plaques, dialects, oral history, and histories, okay? So, I'm just going to choose one example. Otherwise, it will take 180 minutes to finish the whole talk, right? So, I will just take shop house as an example. Okay. So, in terms of the spatial concept of shop house, it is narrow and long. Do you know why the shop house is built that it is narrow and long? Do you know the reason why? Guess? Okay. Okay. In the British time, they charged the tax according to the width of the building. So our ancestors very smart. Never mind, you charge it, then I make it long, very, very long. So then the facade is, let's say, 20 feet or 18 feet, but it's 330 feet long. Okay, they just charge based on 20 feet. Okay, so that's why in Chinese it's also called TEDxUSMNibongTebal, bamboo house. Doesn't mean that they plant bamboo inside. It means it's long as a bamboo. Okay? And then there is a 5-foot way. This 5-foot way concept has been, in fact, implemented by Stafford Rifles in Singapore in 1822. Okay, and it is called Gokaki in Hokkien. Do you know why it's called Gokaki? Because Malay is Lima Go, Gokaki. Okay, not because of the owner is Mr. Go. Okay, so the Gokaki or 5-foot way actually provides shelters and also access for public. So you don't have to purposely build another pedestrian walkway for people to walk. And snatch thief cannot go up and snatch the bags, right? So in fact, under our Town Planning Act, the 5-foot way should be public right of access. That means it should be clear and nobody can block it. Okay? Okay. And then, shop house. What does by shop house? This means that it is a shop and it is a house as well. That means that the family stays upstairs and then they operate the shop downstairs. So, the Soho concept started a long time ago. People have been working from home, okay? And this is what our ancestors used to do, okay? So, because it is a shop house, this means that you don't have to travel to work. There's no traffic jam, okay? There's no carbon emission, right? Okay, and then there's air well after every hall, okay? So, the air well provides good ventilation, and when it rains, water goes in and cools down the whole house. Which is air cool, water cool. Those who study engineering, you know, water cool. And then also, because there's an air well separates all the halls, which means that every room is separated by the air well, there's a privacy. Not like you're staying in a flat now, you know. When you talk, the next door also can hear, right? You gossip with your girlfriend, also your parents will listen. But this one, you have privacy, okay? And then, the air well, you even can plant trees there. Trees, you know, after photosynthesis, you give out what? Oxygen. So it's an air purifier. It is free air purifier, which you don't have to replace cartridges every year. And when it rains, it's just water the plant automatically, right? Okay, so how does spatial concept of shop house contribute to the 4 domains of development? Okay, number 1, as I say, it is Soho. So there's no carbon dioxide emission because you don't have to drive to work. There's no traffic jam, right? And air well, it cools down the house. You don't have to install large horsepower of aircon or less fan, okay? And also, it encourages walking because the 5-foot way, it provides a very good access for people to walk, okay? And you work from home. You know, in my childhood day, actually, we stay in the shop house and we stay with the grandfather and grandmother. Things for my grandfather because he just worked from the home, and when he's free, he just teach me all the skills. You know, Teochew music, calligraphy, those sort of things. That's why I learned from him, okay? And even Teochew opera, okay? And then, design. The design of the shop house, okay? They have from the facade, in fact, we can know when is the era was built, okay? So the design, we know roughly what year the building has been built. You know, there's a story that I want to tell you. One day, there's the owner of the house. He was renovating his house, the house without 5-foot-way. And then two of my friends found that he tried to modernize it. He thinks that, oh, I put the modern element look nicer. Then these two friends went in and told this owner, and then the owner chased him out. He said, this is my house. This is money I spent to renovate my house. There's nothing to do with you. Why you bother? Okay. Then after that, I met up with this guy, the owner. I said, Mr. So-and-so, what happened? See, you know what, your friends are, you know, they all are so busybody, nothing to do with them. I said, okay, Mr. So-and-so, you know, this house is the one that without 5-foot-way, which means it's built before 1822. And in Georgetown, there's just a few of them. Okay, now, if you modernize it, that means that people think that this house is built in year 2000. It's a modern house. I take an example. If you have a piece of antique dated 16th century, now you modernize it to 20th century, the value of antique will go up or go down. Oh, okay. I go and ask the contractor stop work now. Okay, so, you know, it's heritage building. It's the same thing. So from the facade, you can know, okay, when it was built. And then, of course, the modern houses, sorry lah, there's no style. Okay, so it's called freestyle. Okay. And from the facade of the house, in fact, we have many elements, such as fan lights that let the lights come in. Okay, we have air vents for ventilations. You know, ventilation, you need closed ventilation. You've got air well here, in front you must let air comes in. Windows that you can open or close, you know, for security and for air ventilations. And wooden carved doors, some of them even you can open the hole and let air come in. Okay, so the windows provide ventilation and security. Wooden carved door provide aesthetic as well. Let's see how it works. This is the air vent, and it is carved nicely, and it has symbolism, it has meaning. Do you know what's the meaning here? You see, bats, 4 bats. Bat, B-A-T, not B-A-D, yeah? Bat, in Chinese, pronounced as 蝙蝠, is synonymous with, it's the same pronunciation as prosperity. So this is like 五福临门, that means 5 blessings coming to you. Okay, and then this house, they have vase carved of the wooden door. Why? It's vase. Vase means 花瓶. It's the same pronunciation as 平安. And door is a place where you go in and out. In an means safe. That means when you go in and out from the house, you are safe. We will not kena accident, okay? And this is more interesting. The owner of the house put all his wishes on this door. Can you guess what are the symbolism here? Okay, can you see anything? Okay, you see, there is thousands of money. But if you have money, you're not happy, not enough. So, happiness. After happiness, you must have a lot of descendants. So, the owner wishes to have thousands of happiness and prosperity and money. So, he put everything on the house. So, it's a piece of art, right? Okay. So, the design of the shop house contributes to this domain in terms of like air vents and fan lights, reduces global warming. And in terms of healthy life, because there's more comfortable house. And architecture design, the symbolisms encourage knowledge. Also the living standard in terms of spiritual enhancement, right? Okay. The next one is material. Okay. One day, there's one guy called me, say, hey, Miss Lim, you know, these heritage people are crazy, you know. I'm renovating my house, they say I cannot use cement. I say, oh, okay. I think there must be a reason. Why? Do you know why? Don't know lah, they're crazy lah. Okay. Very simple. You know, Penang is an island. And our shop house has very high underground water table. Some of them even very high to the extent of about 6 inches only. If you drill a hole, you can see water come out. Okay? And I don't know why our ancestors know about it. They are not architects, but when they build the houses, they know. Okay. So they know that we have to maintain the hydrostatic pressure of the house, the shop house. If you don't maintain, which means that when the pressure lost, the house will tilt or crack. Okay? So when they choose a material to build, they use the appropriate material. So what are the materials? Number one, the bricks are handmade and made of porous bricks, which means the water from the ground can come out and go out and breathe. Okay? We call it breathe. And after that, you have to plaster the wall and it's used lime plaster. Do you know what lime plaster is made of? Oyster shell. And it is porous. Okay? Then you want to paint? Sorry, we don't use chemical paint. Use lime wash. Okay? Even my grandfather know how to use lime wash. In my childhood days, every year before Chinese New Year, he would say, hey, come, let's go to the shop and buy the lime wash, and then we use the brush and brush. I didn't know who teach him. Okay? So with this, in fact, the water vapor can come out and breathe, and when the wind blows, there's a cooling effect. So if you compare a wall being plastered with lime wash or lime plaster, compare with a cemented wall, the room is cooler. That's why you have less consumption of aircon. You don't have to turn on the fan. Very easy. Okay. Okay. So why chemical cement and chemical paint will not have this function? Because they are not porous. It's just like you have a thick cosmetic on your face. What happens? The skin will get damaged. Okay. Okay. The second items that they have is they have wooden floor. On the shop houses have wooden floor upstairs. And if we don't pull down the heritage building, which means that we do not need to chop trees to provide woods, right? And these woods actually are from the old woods, which has been grown up very big and has gone through 100 years of seasoning, hot aspen and cold spring. Okay, so the old wood is always better than the new wood. Okay. So in terms of materials, it contributes to these 4 domains. It is cooler room temperature, use less fan or aircon, reduces carbon dioxide emission. Because you make cement, it emits a lot of carbon dioxide, okay? And it doesn't have to chop down trees. It also a healthy life because it's a more comfortable house, right? And living standard, better earth to live, okay? And also knowledge, we know how to preserve our world, our earth, okay? So heritage conservation is a green development, right? So it doesn't retard development. It's not anti-development. It's a sustainable development. Do you know what is called sustainable? Which means, like, I'll give example, like you have a gold mine. You have 2 ways of doing it. Either you dig up everything, you leave nothing for your future generation, or you take out whatever thing that you need for this generation and leave the rest for the future generations, right? So we leave more natural resources for future generations. And I like to end my talk with this quote that I always tell people. New building can be built anytime, anywhere. Today, you can build the tallest building. Tomorrow, someone else can build another building taller than you. Same as our KLCC. After we completed, the next year, Taipei 101 already started. Okay. But once the heritage building is pulled down, it can't be built anymore. Why? Because you cannot find the raw material. Okay. And the artisan already passed away, and the skill is no longer there. Okay. That's all. Thank you.